Viaducts. They're cool. Viaduct. Viaducts. They rule. Viaduct. Cincinnati. Walfogle Viaduct, also known as the 6th Street Viaduct. It's about to be replaced because it's all worn out from abuse. Like people driving SUVs across it, which are too heavy. People should have stuck with compact cars, because now the viaduct's worn out, even though it's only a few decades old. They abuse it, so now it has to be replaced. But now, some right-wing legislators trying to stop it from being replaced by holding up the funds for it, which has enraged Cincinnati lawmakers. All because the city won't build his boat dock, so he's holding up the funds, which endangers the lives of people in Cincinnati by not replacing the worn out viaduct, which shouldn't have gotten worn out in the first place. But it did, because people drove cars that were too big. And it's a shame that it has to be replaced. What are they going to do with the secret bridge that's below it? Viaducts. They're cool. Viaduct. Viaducts. They rule. Viaduct. Pow, poo, 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 poo. Viaducts. Viaduct. It's a funny word, and I like to say it. Viaduct. It's a funny word, like women and mayhem and nuisance. Those are all funny words. That's right. Viaduct. Viaduct. Viaducts. They're cool. But Rick Scott isn't. Viaducts. They rule. But it's just a shame that the money for the new one's being tied up. But I don't know, because I think they finally decided to let the funding go through anyway, despite what some right-wing lawmaker said. Hopefully the governor won't veto it, because people's lives are on the line. And I hope they don't have to close the whole thing down while they're building it, because it won't be completed until 2014. 3 years from now. And work is supposed to begin this summer. And it's just a shame we won't have this great viaduct anymore. But that's progress. I wonder what parts of it are still going to remain, if any. Probably nothing. Hopefully this will be better than the old one. Because that's what progress is supposed to mean. Viaduct, 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 viaduct. Hopefully they'll make this one as good as the 8th Street Viaduct, which is one of the greatest viaducts in the world, because it at least has a bike lane. But now I have to check the latest news. Nothing new that I didn't know before. Nothing new that I didn't know this morning. Some interesting stuff going on. That's right. There's a lot of interesting news items that I'm going to have to talk about later. But I don't have time right now. That's not what this episode is for. But they're interesting. And fascist. That's right. The arrest that ended. Okay. It's a story that I know about already. Nothing interesting in the news right now that I didn't know about before. Nothing even new about viaducts. They're cool. The Waldvogue Viaduct's gonna be replaced. That's right. I'll miss it. I'm gonna miss it because it was a very exciting viaduct. And it's gonna be gone in another 3 years from now. Boom. But I don't expect the project to get done on time, because projects like this always run over budget and beyond schedule. And I especially don't expect it to be done on time because Ohio has a right-wing governor and he's incompetent. That's right. He is. And he ought to be impeached like the weirdo that he is. And now, that's all there is to say about him. Because he's just as right-wing as the governor of Florida and Wisconsin and a bunch of other right-wing governors too, who are incompetent. And nobody likes them anyway. But now it's time for this episode to be over, because I've used up my 10 minutes that I allotted for each episode of this show.